Today, Major League Baseball announced that they are thinking about making a rule that a starting pitcher must go 6+ innings or not be allowed to be removed unless they're injured, of course, as any rule has that. Uh, have 100+ pitches before the sixth inning is complete, or they give up 4+ earned runs. That is a very unlikely rule to be agreed to by the Major League Baseball Players Association, as we've already seen a number of greater pitching injuries, as the Dodgers have like 5 pitchers that have gotten Tommy John surgery just in the last year. 6 if you count Ohtani. I don't think Major League Baseball is going to do this. One of the suggestions was for the player or the team whose starting pitcher does not go 6+ innings if they don't meet those requirements, other than that to be pulled, to lose the designated hitter. I think losing the designated hitter is far too punitive for anything other than the designated hitter coming in into another defensive position, because that's just the way that's always been. And I don't necessarily like that, but I understand the reasoning for it. Plus, it's incredibly rare. It only usually happens if you're the Mariners and have 2 catchers, and the one catcher is the designated hitter, as we've done the last 2 years. Starting pitchers will often go 5, 6, 7 innings, which is fine. But today, as the Mariners play the Detroit Tigers literally right now, they're already facing their second pitcher of the game, as the Tigers did a bullpen day because they've only got 2 starters on the roster. That's I don't have a problem with that. I really don't have a problem with that. I think you should be allowed to do whatever you want in terms of managing your team. Uh, baseball rules say if you're substituted out, you don't get to come back in the game. So that means if this bullpen arm happened to be the best option later in the game, he can't come back in. Fine with that. Uh, if the if that bullpen arm went 6 innings, fine. Starter goes 9 innings, fine. The starter goes 3 innings for some reason, fine. I'm fine with that. I don't think it's a good idea, but the reasoning behind the Major League Baseball Players Association not going for that would be the average starting pitcher pitches 32 to 33 games a year. So let's just say 32 times 6 is 192 innings per year. Obviously, some pitchers go more than that. We are currently at the 120-ish. It's 120-ish game for everyone. The leader in innings right now is Seth Lugo with 159 and 2/3 in 25 games. So that divided by 59, or no, 25. He goes about 6 1/3 innings per start. You go down, you got Logan Webb, Logan Gilbert. Barrios is at 149. A lot of at 149, 147, 142. But Eric Fede is 21st at 137 and 2/3, but he's at 25 innings, 24 games started. So, like, you see, like, pitchers are already basically going around 6 innings. But it's not really anything you got to worry about. Yeah, qualified player. Like right now, like qualified players, Patrick Corbin's 131 innings, giving up 92 runs, 19 homers, a whole bunch of stuff. He's got a whip of 1.5. That's a really bad whip. The highest whip right now is 1.56 with Corbin. He's not doing great. He's 131 innings in 24 games, an average of 5 1/3. So, like, not terrible, but not. And if you have that whip and that ERA that he has there, you're basically saying to that team, either you lose the designated hitter, so a guaranteed out, likely twice throughout the rest of the rotation, or you give up more runs. I would rather lose the designated hitter than give up more runs. You can always do substitutions with your pitchers and your bench and everything. It's a bad move, but on top of that, it's going to lead to more risk of injury, and we're trying to lower injury for starting pitchers, which this year has been especially bad for starting pitcher injuries, and it's really just it's a bad move. And Major League Baseball sometimes shoots themselves in the foot, and this would be one of those times.